All right, Steelers Nation, buckle up because things might be heating up again in Pittsburgh. Just when fans thought the Steelers might be done making big moves this offseason, a new report is causing serious buzz. Omar Khan, the architect behind this team's aggressive retooling, doesn't look ready to put his phone down just yet. According to a well-known and somewhat controversial NFL insider, the Steelers are far from done. And if his latest scoop proves true, we could be on the verge of witnessing another major addition to what's shaping up to be one of the most well-rounded defenses in football. Now here's where things get really interesting. The report claims that the Steelers have reached out to inquire about not one, but two all-pro level cornerbacks, Jaire Alexander and Jaylen Ramsay. That's right, two of the most respected, battle-tested names in the league at the corner position. And according to the source, there's real momentum building toward Pittsburgh landing at least one of them. This isn't just some late off-season rumor mill spinning up for no reason. There's actual juice behind this one. And anyone who's been paying attention to this team's strategy over the last few months should know better than to dismiss it. The insider who dropped this scoop has made waves before. Now, sure, there's always a mix of hits and misses when it comes to sources like this, and fans will be quick to point out the Brandon Ayuk saga from last year when this same guy predicted a deal that never happened. But let's not forget, he was also the first one to signal the George Pickens trade before it happened. Hours before any of the major media outlets picked up the scent, he hinted with a not-so-subtle George Costanza meme that something big was about to go down. And he turned out to be spot on. Then he correctly forecasted the blockbuster Aaron Rodgers signing, which stunned the entire NFL world. So say what you want about the guy, but when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers, he's been hitting more than missing lately. And that makes this rumor about Alexander and Ramsay very much worth paying attention to. Now, when we talk about Jaire Alexander, we're talking about one of the most technically gifted cornerbacks in the league, when healthy. That's the caveat. Injuries have limited his availability over the last few seasons, and that's not a small concern. But when he's on the field, his performance has been elite. We're talking about a corner who, in multiple seasons, has ranked among the top 10 at his position, according to Pro Football Focus. His 2020 and 2022 campaigns were especially dominant, showcasing lockdown ability against some of the league's best wide receivers. He's got fluid hips, tremendous ball skills, and physicality at the line of scrimmage. The big question is whether he can fit into the Steelers' current defensive structure, especially considering he hasn't played much in the slot, a position the team is believed to be targeting. That brings us to a very real challenge. Pittsburgh already has two established outside corners who are expected to anchor the boundary in 2025. Joey Porter Jr., the ultra-physical second-year corner with sky-high potential, and Darius Slay, a veteran with championship pedigree who was brought in on a deal that suggests he's going to start. Both of these guys are more comfortable on the outside, and neither is known for playing in the slot. So unless someone is being moved or benched, which seems unlikely, the Steelers are most likely targeting someone to shore up that nickel cornerback position. That leads us to the case for Jaylen Ramsay. Unlike Alexander, Ramsay has actual experience and success playing in the slot. During his tenure with the Rams, he was often deployed as a hybrid star defender, someone who could play outside, inside, or even rotate back into a safety-like role. From 2019 to 2022, he played a ton of snaps inside and was absolutely dominant. We're talking top 3 PFF grades among all cornerbacks, with elite performances even late into that stretch. Last year with Miami, despite dealing with some nagging injuries, he still managed to be one of the 10 best corners in football. And yes, he did spend a chunk of his snaps in the slot once again. Now, Ramsay isn't a perfect fit either. He's entering his 10th year in the NFL and carries a pretty hefty price tag. If the Steelers were to trade for him, they'd be taking on $21 million in cap hit for the 2025 season. That's a serious chunk of change, especially for a team that might still want to add offensive weapons for Aaron Rodgers. The good news? There's no guaranteed money on the deal after this year, meaning Pittsburgh could walk away or restructure the deal moving forward. That flexibility is crucial, especially for a front office as forward-thinking as Omar Khan's. And when you look at what it might take to get him, it's actually not that steep. The Dolphins reportedly want to move off Ramsay and might be willing to accept a mid-round draft pick. Think 4th or 5th round For a player of his caliber, that's an absolute bargain, especially when you consider the potential impact on this defense. If you add Ramsay to a unit that already features Slay Porter Jr., Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Deshaun Elliott on the back end, plus Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson in the middle, you're talking about a defense with no glaring weaknesses. A defense that could realistically finish the season as the #1 unit in the entire league, assuming health holds. Still, there's another layer to all this. As much as adding a lockdown nickel corner would elevate the defense, some believe the priority should be giving Aaron Rodgers another weapon. And that's not an unreasonable argument. Rodgers, entering his age 41 season, needs the kind of help Tom Brady had in Tampa Bay when he made his late career resurgence. That means more than just a solid offensive line and a decent run game. It means reliable pass catchers who can separate and win routes. Right now, the Steelers have Calvin Austin III and Roman Wilson, two promising young players, but neither fits the mold of a physical outside target who can be trusted in high-leverage situations. Names like Amari Cooper and Keenan Allen have been floated as potential targets. Interestingly, Keenan Allen made some headlines of his own recently when he said on a podcast that he wasn't particularly interested in playing in Pittsburgh. Not because of the team, but because of the city. His comments suggested that while he respects Rodgers and is intrigued by the idea of teaming up with him, he doesn't see Pittsburgh as an attractive place to live or play. That's not exactly what Steelers fans want to hear, but it doesn't close the door completely. He still acknowledged that Rodgers would make any destination more appealing. That said, between Allen and Cooper, many believe Cooper might be the better fit anyway. He's a more versatile route runner, more capable on the outside, and already has the trust of Rodgers based on comments made in the past. So here's the dilemma for Pittsburgh's front office. Do you go all in on making this defense historically good by trading for Jaylen Ramsay? Or do you focus on maximizing Rodgers' final years by getting him another go-to target? The cap situation probably makes it difficult to do both, at least without some serious restructuring. But if there's any front office that's shown the creativity and boldness to make it happen, it's this one. And this entire discussion circles back to Omar Khan. The man has been operating at full throttle since taking over and doesn't seem interested in playing it safe. Every move so far this offseason, from the quarterback switch to the secondary upgrades, has had a clear message. The window is now. Rodgers isn't here to rebuild or mentor young quarterbacks. He's here to win. And this front office is trying to give him every possible chance to do just that. So whether it's Ramsay, Alexander, or someone else entirely, one thing is clear: the Pittsburgh Steelers are not standing still. They've rebuilt their identity in a matter of months, and now they're looking for that one final piece to complete the puzzle. The next few weeks are going to be fascinating, especially as training camp approaches and roster decisions start to become more urgent. If another blockbuster move is coming, it's going to happen soon. And if it's the right one, it might be the move that finally puts the Steelers back in the Super Bowl conversation. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. A wave of excitement seems to be stirring in Pittsburgh, as rumors suggest that the Steelers might be on the verge of a game-changing acquisition. Sources close to the situation hint at a potential blockbuster trade that would bring Kyle Pitts, one of the most promising tight ends in the NFL, to the black and gold. If this deal comes to fruition, it could mark the beginning of a new era for the Steelers, one defined by a dominant presence at the tight end position. Kyle Pitts, who has been widely regarded as a generational talent since entering the league, has the skill set to transform any offense. Known for his rare combination of size, speed, and route running ability, Pitts has already demonstrated flashes of brilliance that have football insiders buzzing. His arrival in Pittsburgh would not only boost the Steelers' offensive arsenal, but also ignite the fan base, which has been hungry for a dynamic playmaker at the tight end spot for years. The Steelers have a storied tradition of excellence, but recent seasons have exposed the need for a more versatile and impactful tight end to complement their evolving offense. Pitts fits that mold perfectly. His ability to stretch the field and create mismatches against defenders could open up new opportunities for quarterback playmakers and elevate the entire offensive unit. This rumored trade, if true, signals a bold move by Pittsburgh's front office, aiming to usher in a fresh identity that revolves around tight end dominance. Fans have taken to social media, expressing their enthusiasm and optimism about the prospect of Pitts donning the Steelers' uniform. The excitement is palpable, with many envisioning highlight reel catches, clutch third down conversions, and a revitalized passing game led by one of the league's most talented young stars. Speculation is rife about how Pitts would gel with Pittsburgh's offensive scheme on what kind of impact he could have from day one. Of course, as with all rumors, nothing is set in stone yet. Trade details remain under wraps, and both teams involved are keeping tight-lipped. Still, the buzz surrounding Kyle Pitts and the Steelers is impossible to ignore. If this move goes through, it might just mark the start of a golden chapter for Pittsburgh, a chapter where tight ends are no longer just complementary players, but the centerpiece of an offensive revolution. The possibility of Kyle Pitts joining the Steelers not only electrifies the fan base, but also sends a message across the NFL. Pittsburgh could be setting a new standard for how tight ends influence the game, reshaping strategies and challenging defenses in unprecedented ways. For now, fans can only wait and hope that this rumor turns into reality, bringing with it the dawn of a thrilling new era in Steelers football. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.